Hi guys, it's Kamala Devi Sharma, a life coach and business consultant. In this video, we are addressing Sunil's issue, so here's what he had to say. Dear Kamala Devi, I have an issue. My country is on the verge of a major breakthrough on the international scene based on economic developments. It's been 3 years since I've been struggling to find a stable job in my country. What advice would you give to me when attending interviews at international companies who are coming to invest in my country? I look forward to your support. Best wishes, Sunil. So, Sunil, let us get an idea of the momentum that you've created that is causing this point of attraction. So, grab a pen and paper because I have a few questions for you. Firstly, what do you believe about the employers in your country? Secondly, what do you believe about your ability to meet the requirements or the expectations of the employers in your country? Thirdly, what do you believe about your ability to find a stable job in your country? Fourthly, what is your definition of a stable job? What does a stable job look and feel like to you? Fifthly, what do you believe about working at an international company? Do you feel as if it's going to be easier and better than working at a local employer? And if so, why? And lastly, who do you believe holds the power in the interview process? You, the employer, or both of you? Now, I'm asking you these questions so that we can get clear on what you're looking for. Because stability on the outside reflects a craving for stability on the inside. For you to create stability on the inside, you have to be super clear on what you're looking for. You have to be super clear on your expectations. You have to know what criteria will align with what fulfills you. Because right now, in these 3 years, you haven't found a job that feels fulfilling. If it felt fulfilling, if you felt as if that was it because it was meeting all of your expectations, you would have remained on the job. But because this hasn't manifested in these 3 years, we need to do some internal work. We need to look at what exactly are you looking for? What is your definition of a stable job, right? So answer these questions and you can email me back. Now, another thing I want us to look at is your perception of an international company. An international company is wonderful for a developing country. They bring with them their resources, their financial resources, their human resources, their upgraded equipment, and those kind of things. They help with the standard of living in the country based on their foreign currencies, their importations and exportations, their knowledge, their skills, their expertise. They are great. They do a lot for a country, right? With this, they also look for specific things before deciding to invest. They look for the ease of doing business in the country. They look for high returns on their investment. And that may mean cheap labor and cheap resources. That may mean lower startup costs, right? So if they feel to themselves that they're going to make it, they're going to succeed in your economy, they're going to make the move. Now, they also need to be aligned with your country's national culture and your country's corporate culture because they're going to bring their own international corporate culture. They're going to bring their own vision, their mission, their core values. They cannot be an outcast in your country. They need to match what is already happening for them to succeed, for them to have more flow, for them to have ease of doing business, okay? So they're going to bring some of their people and they're going to take some of your people. Now, when these sets of people come together, they're going to brainstorm and they're going to create the best strategy to succeed in your country. So they will need to be able to align with what is already happening. What is the current practice and the way of doing business in your country? And if you are not satisfied with the way business is being done in your country, then you will not feel fulfilled on that job because they're going to adopt some of those same practices in their company. Okay, so you really need to get clear on what are you expecting from an international company because it's not always going to be nice and glory. International companies come with their own pay scales. They come with their own clarity. They know exactly what they're looking for. They're looking for strategy in order to get there. A local employer may end up paying you more for a specific job as compared to an international company. I've seen this happen to many of my clients who do the interview coaching. They believe that things are better when they leave their country and go to more developed countries. They believe that they can make it at an international country at an international company as compared to a local employer. And they're usually in for a rude awakening because that's not so. Because they're international, they come with a level of power as well. They feel as if you need to adopt to their ways. You need to do what they require of you. So there really comes a power struggle in the process if you don't know yourself. And that too, an international company comes with a level of quality expectations. Now, if you're sitting in the interview and you do not present yourself confidently to them, if you don't present yourself with a level of quality, if you don't market your skills, your expertise, your experience, your knowledge to them in a way that convinces them and makes them feel confident and comfortable in investing in you, then they're not going to employ you. So, in all of this, you still need to get clear on you. You need to be comfortable in your own skin. You need to have a level of quality. You need to also have a level of confidence in who you are so that your verbal and your body language speaks of the kind of person that you are. And that too, international companies look for people that can bring quality to their organization. You need to represent quality as an individual. You need to align with their level of quality expectations. And you also need to align with the quality that they're trying to portray of their organization. Does that make sense to you? So you have to do the internal work. You have to build yourself. You have to be able to convince them in that interview process that you are a worthy investment. And for you to be a worthy investment, you have to feel confident in you. You have to empower you to the extent that you can market yourself, you can market your knowledge, skills, and expertise in an interview process and feel confident that the best outcome will be achieved. Now, if you go there and sit there with the inferior superior approach, whereby you give them all of your power and you go in with the mindset that you're begging them for this job, then that's not going to attract the best package for you. They may end up employing you, but it wouldn't be for your highest good. It wouldn't make you feel fulfilled because they may think that, well, I have him wrapped around my finger and I can get the most out of him for the lowest cost possible based on their pay scale, right? So you got to know you. Bottom line, you got to know you. You got to get clear on you. You got to know what stability means for you. And you also need to make peace with the culture of the employers in your country. You need to make peace with what is currently happening in your country. You need to accept it. You need to accept the way of business because an international company will need to align with the way of business in your country. Okay? So I think that's it for now. If you want to take this further, I'd be delighted to do mock interviews with you in the interview coaching. So you can consider that. You can get it on the website https://revive.coach. If you have any coaching, if you need any momentum trainings or any healing to take place, you can also get it on the website. Now, feel free to respond to me in the email info@revive.coach or kamla09@yahoo.com with any of your questions, with the answers to these questions as well, so that we can rework this momentum in the best way possible and you can improve your point of attraction. All right? So that's it for now. Remember that you are royalty. So be magnificent and live in full enjoyment always because that's life.